It is day 15, Sagittarius, of Tapping into Miracles and Magic, which is a tarot series that I have centered around the magician. And today, the magician wants you to hear that in order for you to tap into miracles and magic, Sagittarius, consistently, effortlessly, and with ease, okay, you have to be willing to lose yourself. You have to be willing to put your senses aside, okay? You have to be willing to let go of logic and rationale, okay? You have to be willing to let all of that go so you can tap into miracles and magic, right? Because the miracles and magic unfolds with ease because you are seeing it within yourself first. You are holding it within your imagination. You are seeing the vision forming within your soul first. And you are able to project that out onto the world. And then you are able to do what you need to do. You are able to recognize that you have the tools necessary to bring this vision to life, to call in, to usher in, to conjure up these miracles and this magic that you are seeing within yourself first, right? Instead of working hard, Sagittarius, this is a moment on the timeline where you are putting your faith to work and believing that life will respond to your request in a timely manner. Okay. The first card that we have coming through to clarify the magician's message is the Fool. And through the Fool, the magician wants you to hear, Sagittarius, that your soul knows no bounds, okay? Your soul does not adhere to the limitations that your mind has put on you, okay? And you have been experiencing lately, Sagittarius, this feeling of restlessness. And this restlessness that you feel is present because you've been pushing your inner desires down, Sagittarius. Why have you been doing that? Okay. The reason why you've been doing that is because you are afraid to make a mistake. Okay. You're afraid of making the wrong decision. And the only reason why, Sagittarius, because listen, typically we are not afraid. When we are embodied, when we are embodying the highest aspects of ourselves, Sagittarius, we're not afraid. But lately you have been afraid, okay? And you've only been afraid because you've witnessed yourself in the past say yes when your spirit was guiding you to say no, okay? Right? You've witnessed yourself ignore that inner voice. You've witnessed yourself neglect that inner voice. You've witnessed yourself disobey that inner voice, right? You've witnessed yourself push that inner voice aside, which caused you to make mistakes, which caused you to say yes when really you wanted to say no, right? But in order for you to move forward, Sagittarius, you have to let go of what's behind you, okay? You have to begin to trust your inner voice and know that the lessons of the past are there to guide you. They are not there to stunt you. And the second card that we have coming through to clarify the magician's message is the Five of Wands, okay? And through the Five of Wands, the magician is speaking to this struggle that you've been experiencing lately, Sagittarius. And the struggle has shown up, or the struggle is coming from your inability to act or decide. Okay. You've been wrestling with a bit of indecisiveness lately. And this indecisiveness, Sagittarius, is what has had you stuck in the fight, flight, or freeze mode, right? Because listen, you've been doing the work. You've been doing the work to regulate your nervous system. You've been doing the work to regulate your mind and to let go of the thoughts and narratives, Sagittarius, that were holding you back, right? You've been doing the work to let go of the illusions that you are holding on to that were serving as barriers, right? You have been doing the work to let them go. But your inability to choose your God self over your ego has had you wrestling with, right, has had you stuck in this fight, flight, or freeze mode, right? So you've been fighting against the mental illusions and projecting them out onto the world around you rather than seeing that the mental illusions just need to be let go of. You've been using substances, people, and other things outside of yourself as a way to escape, right? Instead of turning back in towards yourself, you've been using things outside of yourself to escape. You've been stuck in regret after recognizing that certain decisions that you made in the past, Sagittarius, were not a reflection of your heart's desires. They were not a reflection of the wisdom that your soul is holding on to, right? But the magician wants you to hear, Sagittarius, that the struggle will end once you decide which aspect of yourself it is that you are going to submit to. Are you going to submit to the will and way of your soul? Are you going to submit to the will and way of your soul? Or are you going to continue allowing your ego and logic to lead you, right? If you choose ego and logic, know that this indecisiveness, know that this feeling of stagnation, this feeling of confusion, you'll only go deeper in that. You'll only go deeper in that. There is no moving forward when you're stuck in ego, when you're stuck in logic. There is only being right where you are and seeing where you are as an unfavorable position because you're not looking at things through the lens, through your soul's lens, okay? Through your soul's point of view. All right. The last card that we have coming through to clarify the magician's message is the Knight of Cups, okay? And through the Knight of Cups, the magician wants you to hear and is reminding you, Sagittarius, that you will find fulfillment through the act of integrating the lessons, right? You will find fulfillment through the act of integrating the lessons. When you hold on to the past, when you allow yourself to be held hostage to the past, you miss out on the fact that there are beautiful lessons to be learned, to be integrated through you that will propel you forward, that will ground you into the higher aspects of yourself, okay? The one of the big lessons that's being spoken to through the Nine of Cups is this lesson around connection, okay? And the magician wants you to hear, Sagittarius, that isolation no longer works for you. And it no longer works for you because you are seeing yourself within your neighbor. You are seeing yourself within your family members. You are seeing yourself within everything that you perceive through your senses. And you are understanding better than ever that you are not just moving through this process of expansion for yourself, right? You're moving through this process of expansion on behalf of the whole. And the bonus card that we have coming through is the Five of Cups. Sagittarius, feel it and let it go. Feel it and let it go, Sagittarius. You have a tendency to hold on, to cling, and to wallow, right? We have a tendency to hold on, to cling, and to wallow. But the magician wants you to hear through the Five of Cups, Sagittarius, that the past is the past. Okay, the magician also wants you to hear, Sagittarius, that you haven't always known who you were. Because here is a part, this is what is a part of the issue, Sagittarius. We have always been individuals who have held some level of awareness, even if we weren't aware of who we really were at our core, even if we weren't aware of our soul's point of view or that our soul was holding a certain point of view. We've always had some type of awareness that we that of this connection that we have to everything around us, right? And so there have been moments in our past, Sagittarius, where we've acted against that awareness. We've acted against that awareness. And then on the other side of it, we recognize that that we've acted against that awareness and that it crushes us to our core. It breaks our little hearts, right? When we harm others or when we cause harm to ourselves or when we, cause harm to, it breaks our hearts. It crushes us. Because as soon as it happens, or when we move through it, we recognize it, we see it, and we feel it so deeply. We feel other people so deeply that it just crushes us, right? But the magician wants us to hear that we haven't always known who we were, Sagittarius. There are times in our past when we were immature in our thinking, but that has changed. You have changed, Sagittarius, okay? And this is the moment on the timeline where you allow yourself to nurture the changes that have unfolded within you. Because listen, Look at this card, right? He's looking at the cups that are in front of him and neglecting that there are still some cups behind him that are completely full, available to him, to be available and ready to be sipped on by him. All right. So allow yourself to nurture the changes that have unfolded within you, Sagittarius, because once you do, once you let go of the past, once you let go of the regret, once you really allow yourself to be present with who you are at your core, once you make the decision to stand firm on your awareness, to honor your soul above your senses, the miracles and magic will begin to flow in with ease, effortlessly, consistently, Sagittarius, because everything that is unfolding, everything that is flowing in is following your lead. All right. So that is the message for day 15 of tapping into miracles and magic. I appreciate you for being here with me. Let me know how this may have resonated with you in the comments. Okay. I do want to invite you to join me for the Archer's Reiki Circle, which is a Reiki meditation that I host every Sunday specifically for the Sagittarius Collective. Okay, you can send me a DM and I will send you the information so that you can sign up if that's what you desire. I also want to invite you to book a one-on-one with me if that's something that resonates with you, if that's something that you may feel you need. I can also send you that information. Okay, again, thank you so much for being here. I love you.